Hello, David. How are you?
I'm very good. Nice to be talking to Turkey for the first time.
Well, thank you. It's also great having you on our show. You predicted a lot of things before they happened, like microchipping, Bitcoin, elite pedophile scandals, Iraqi weapons of mass destruction hoax, and migrant crisis, and so on. And most probably, or at least I think, you're going to make some predictions right here as well. I don't know. But I'd like to talk to you about the hidden facts about the global elite who is ruling the world and their agenda, what they are aiming to do. And because when you look at history, you see big changes happened in the recent decades, and now I believe that we are in a transition process in the whole planet in terms of technology, science, and politics, and so on. So what do you think about the agenda of this global ruling elite?
Well, what you've said all kind of connects because how could I have predicted so many things over the years in my books and interviews? Have I sat in this room and pulled it out of the ether? No, it's hard journalistic research. And the reason that you can predict many things that are to come, many of them in detail, not just theme, is because there is an agenda for the world. There is a global hidden hand operating from the shadows that plays out through the things that we see, like governments and politicians and military and media. And if that agenda for the world is not challenged and is not stopped, then it will play out. And therefore, if you can research and uncover, as I have in the last 30 years, what that agenda is, then it's quite simple predicting the future in the sense of if that agenda does not get stopped, challenged, exposed, then it will happen. So the reason I've been able to predict so many things that have turned out to be true, many of them fantastic at the time, is because I uncovered what the agenda was. And I'm just saying, this is what the agenda has planned, and it happens. Now, I don't say that with any joy, with any satisfaction, because the whole point of what I do is to alert enough people to the fact this agenda is real, so that there is an intervention and it stops playing out as the future. And it's very simple in its basic form. You have a network of people, which to a large extent come down to an ancient bloodline, but basically there's a web, and at the center of the web is a spider that's spinning the agenda through the web. The spider is deep in the shadows, and then the strands immediately around the spider in the web, they're your most exclusive, most secretive of secret societies, many of which don't even have names. You then come further out in the web from the spider, and then you start meeting all the secret societies that we do know about, well, we've heard of, but don't know, of course, because of their secrecy, what they're doing day by day. I'm talking about the inner core of the Freemasons. I'm talking about the Knights Templar, the Knights of Malta, Opus Dei, the inner core of the Jesuit order, the Skull and Bones Society in the United States, and so many others. And then as you come out from the spider through those secret societies, you meet what I call the cusp. These are organizations that sit at that point between the hidden, which is what I've described up to this point, and the seen. These are organizations that gather together politicians and military people and intelligence people and corporate people and banking people and media people from all over the world, and they gather and form a common consensus policy among them, which when they go back to their countries plays out in all the different countries. And these organizations, these cusp organizations, are like the Bilderberg Group, the Council on Foreign Relations in America, that's driven to such a large extent American foreign policy since it was formed in 1921, talking about the Trilateral Commission, again came out of America, created by David Rockefeller and Zbigniew Brzezinski, Jimmy Carter's national security advisor. And also there's one that was created in the 1960s called the Club of Rome. And the Club of Rome, its role in this cusp network, if you like, is to exploit the environment to justify global transformation of human society. This is where the whole